And a warm welcome to all of the presenters and attendees at this year's 2022 Asia-Singapore Conference on Sports Science. My name is Associate Professor Mike Climstein, and I'm one of the conference co-chairs along with Professor Ian Hazelwood. This two-day conference will offer participants the opportunity to learn about the latest trends and best practices in the world of sports science. Leading academic scientists, researchers, and research scholars will present their research findings on all aspects of sports science. Thank you for joining us at this year's Asia-Singapore Conference on Sports Science, and I'm confident you will find great benefit from all of the presentations. I would like to thank the organizing committee of the Asia-Singapore Conference on Sports Science and East Asia Research for the invitation to co-chair this year's conference. This year we have a wide variety of esteemed researchers in sports science from around the globe. Sports science plays an ever-expanding and critical role in assisting athletes maximize athletic performance. Sports science research leads to the development of evidence-based approaches, which leads to maximizing athletic performance. There remains a continuing gap, however, between current practices in athletics and the most current scientific evidence, despite over 157,000 publications in the area of sports science. For example, in the 1970s, dehydration hardening was practiced by most sports in an effort to improve athletic performance in the heat. However, dehydration has been shown through sports science research to lead to slower reaction times, increased fatigue, higher exercise heart rates, temperature, and muscle cramps. As little as a 2% reduction on body weight results in decrements in performance. In endurance athletes, it's referred to as post-extreme endurance syndrome. However, Professor Timothy Noakes, a renowned sports science researcher from South Africa, identified hyponatremia, which is the overconsumption of fluids, which results in low sodium and can result in death. So there's a fine balance between sports science and performance. As we can see here on the screen, we can see the sports scientist with the researcher, applied researcher, and the coach. All of these work in the different areas from biomechanics, strength conditioning, nutrition, skill acquisition, performance analysis, physiology, psychology and well-being, and recovery. And some newer areas include physiological strain and environmental stress, quite appropriate for Singapore given its heat and humidity, body composition and anthropometry, injury epidemiology, and exercise immunology. Sports science has come a long way. On the left, you can see the early stages of expired gas analysis. And today we can see the VO2 Master, which is a portable device which allows us to collect expired gases on any number of physical activities or sports. Now, improvements in technology are attributed to significant improvements in athletic performance. Sports scientists have provided the evidence as to the efficacy of these advantages. For example, we look at cycling. On the top is one of the first competitive bikes used in the Olympics for cycling, and on the bottom we can see one of the most recent cycles that are used. Further research in sports science then investigated the effect of drag reduction based on the number of cyclists. With regards to swimming, we can look back at the early Olympics and there were no starting blocks. And today, as we know, we can see the starting blocks that are used at all major swimming events, including the Olympics and World Championships. Research in sports science, initially by Voltar and colleagues, investigated the grab start off the blocks versus the track start. And that resulted in a 1.5% advantage to using the grab start. This was repeated by Ozeki, who found also in the track start using different athletes, so we see a different time there, being the most effective start. If we look at the most recent Olympics, we can see that Dressel from the United States won the 50-meter sprint in 21.07 seconds. That was followed by Mandou from France, 21.55, which is only a mere 0.48 second difference. And third place was Fratis from Brazil at 21.57. That was only 0.02 of a difference. So if we look at those differences, you can see how the difference between a track start and a grab start can actually influence podium placing. For this year's conference, networking, there are going to be invaluable connections and collaborations formed by your participation in this conference. Presenters, remember to submit your full conference paper for publication. And lastly, and most importantly, enjoy the conference. Thank you.